The wall wasn't the only thing that Mew changed. She also changed her avatar settings from human to object.
And the bitter irony is, the vulgar slut literally objectified herself. Good night, everybody.
From human to object?
Which means the virtual world treated her avatar as an object. She could have passed through a wall that only non-humans could go through.
Is that right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says. I already told you, the more you try, the more you cause us trouble. It's so totally lame that your own sidekick is dissing you!
Kokichi, enough! I wasn't arguing with him. I was just explaining.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. It just means even I make mistakes. Don't worry about it, Shuichi.
I don't.
Okay.
It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this.
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.
So, if Mew messed with the program and made a wall only she could go through,
Then her secret route was through that wall?
that's it, right? Like using a glitch in a game to walk outside the map.
Actually, yeah, pretty much exactly like that.
I bet Mew had a hidden passage like that in the back of the chapel.
Possibly.
But even if she could walk through walls, was there really a hidden passage? Because Mew said...
Oh, that's right. The end of the world, nothing is there. Huh.
She probably lied. There would be no point in going if there was nothing on the other side.
You lied. Huh.
I wonder what the truth is. There's no way to find out now.
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall.
That's actually a pretty good one. In fact, if you listen hard enough, I think I can hear moaning from the pearly gates. Or from the gate of hell.
She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for her.
Kokichi, you no have to go that far.
Stop it! Don't badmouth Mommy!
Monotaro?
Listen to you, talking about Mommy like she was a terrible lying whore.
Well...
But Mommy wasn't lying. There was no hidden route in that virtual world.
Oh, there wasn't, huh?
That was clever.
Hey! You can't tell them such an important hint!
Oh, if you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true.
Oh my god, this man's a genius! The ultimate shithead actually got information out of the Monocubs!
Oh shoot!
Yeah, oh shoot. I think you're both gonna die.
Ah, jeez. You're lucky you're cute.
Yes! That is oh man, master manipulator here. I mean, it's more information. Maybe we can figure out something else.
So now that we know there's no hidden route, why did she manipulate the program? If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless.
Mew wouldn't have done something meaningless. She would have had a plan.
Yes. Mew definitely wanted to be able to go through that wall for a reason. We aren't sure why yet, but once we solve the mystery of the virtual world...
Mystery of virtual world?
There have been a lot of strange occurrences in the virtual world. If we can determine why, we will also determine what Mew was up to. we'll know why she wanted to pass through the wall.
All right, let's clear up those strange occurrences.
Yeah, Gonta will help, even though Gonta not know what you're talking about.
That's alright. That's pretty par for the course, honestly.
Speaking of strange occurrences, I'm just plain worried about that one thing.
Yeah, me too.
Remember? That thing that made us notice all the strange occurrences?
The thing that kicked this whole thing off? Yeah. The thing that started the inducing panic. The loud crash.
This is it! You mean the loud sound that you and I heard in the kitchen?
You all heard that sound too?
What?
Yes, in the mansion's kitchen.
Oh!
But that sound occurred near the chapel. How did you hear it all the way at the mansion?
Oh god.
First off, sound can't go past the map loading point.
Oh god.
Did that sound really come from the chapel?
Oh shit.
That sound was something hitting the chapel wall. It was real loud.
Oh my god.
And we definitely heard it. We heard Kibo's voice as well.
Exactly. How did we hear Kibo? He sounded close. But how?
You heard my voice too?
What? That is pretty strange.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. That has to be some kind of clue to the mystery of the virtual world.
Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first. There was another mysterious phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there?
Kokichi talked like he noticed something, pretending not to know.
Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me!
The sad part about this is it's going to work.
Sorry, Gonta not mean it like that.
Check and mate.
There's no need to apologize to him. He's probably just lying again.
What was the other strange occurrence? Did you see it, Shuichi?
Yep, I know what he's talking about. Something that shouldn't have happened, yeah. Okay. Let me guess, Hangman's Gambit? Oh, mine. Okay. Question is, what weird phenomenon happened in the virtual world? Well, here's hoping I can, do this semi-decently. I honestly doubt I'll be able to do it any better than what I've been doing. Where are all the items? Oh. Well, I'll be honest. That's what I was looking for. But is there really nothing else around here? Okay, there is some stuff. That's good. Okay, I just want to clear this out just to be sure. Yeah, that's the clock. And I think you all know what I'm getting at here. It's nuts. I'm so glad Kokichi called this out. Otherwise, we might have had a problem. The sign ended up back on a place where we could get it. It's not unlocked yet. God damn it. Okay, there. Is that... No, it's probably not good enough for you. There you go. Is that good enough?
I see it!
The sign that we were using as a bridge was odd to me.
Odd how?
We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the river. We found it later, but there was something unnatural about it.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah. How did it get there? Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, another psych taxi, imagine that. Okay, here we go! Oh, great, the cubes are moving now. D-pad, help me, please. Oh! Oh my god, they're moving too much! I can't focus. Nah, we'll be fine. So I really like how this is going. At which point was the signboard swept away? Give me my options. Let's see what we're dealing with. There we go. And sup, baby? The river. I'm picking up what you're putting down, game. Okay. Now let's see if I can actually pick up these cubes that you're throwing my way. Oh my god, my score is going to tank because of these psych taxis. And I can only imagine how much they can be moving later on in the game. Where is the end of the river? Oh my. Yeah, put your thinking cap on. Where is the end of the river? Well, I think it would be Chapel side. Oh my god, I got it. Okay. Next question. Give me some of that cube action. Oh! Ah! Okay, there was another car there. Oh god. The most intense puzzle solving. Where was the signboard found after it was swept away? Well, we know this. It got swept away on Chapel side, and somehow Shuichi found it on Mansion side. So, what does that mean? Basically, this is all information we already know, but here's hoping it actually turns into a stream of consciousness. You know, I kind of like that single lane there. It was nice. It was like I didn't have to do anything. Oh god, there was a car! This thing is fucking huge! I can't see anything! It's okay. If I actually cared about score by the end, I would have much more effort being done. Compared to the river's current, which way did the signboard float? Only 2 lanes. That should have been against the current. At which point was the signboard swept away? So the signboard went with the river. It was on the Chapel side, but it showed up on Mansion side, and it was against the current. So now what?
It appeared as though the sign was carried against the river's current. We all saw Mew drop the sign and watched the river carry it downstream. And the river was wide there. The sign should have traveled downriver toward the chapel, correct? It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel and stopped there. But that's not where we found it. We found it near the mansion, nestled in some rocks.
The signboard should have been near the chapel, but we found it on the other side.
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall to cross the river. Then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she could get back.
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're getting off topic. We're so close to the truth. We just have to connect the how and what.
Agreed.
All the mysterious things that happened have to connect with each other somehow.
Connect how?
A wall only objects can pass through. Sounds that shouldn't be heard. A signboard going against the river current. How are they all connected?
Well, Maki, allow me to explain. So the secret of the Fun House and Grape House and Strawberry House, let me tell you.
I don't know, but Shuichi should know, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to get that picture.
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble if you didn't.
Stop putting me on the spot, please.
The only one who can solve this mystery and save us all is you.
So, how are they connected? Do you know, Shuichi?
Ah, well, what we know so far is that the unnatural way the sign was carried is possibly related to the wall.
Okay. I see what you're putting down. What clue is related to the unnatural way the signboard was carried on the river? And you know, Kokichi, I really don't appreciate the fact that you're kinda setting me up for failure. Because if I fail, everybody is going to lose faith in me. So, thanks for that. I hope this is right, by the way.
This is it!
Oh, thank God.
It might have to do with a wall that only objects can pass through. The sign should have stopped at the wall on the other side of the chapel. But if that wall happened to be the one that Mew set to allow objects through...
I see. It's a wall only non-humans can pass through. That means the signboard can pass through the wall, right?
Even if it could pass through the chapel wall, how'd it end up by the mansion?
The only way it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone. But it's not, right?
Oh my God, I just got it. Oh.
Leave it to me, Shuichi. I, your partner, will give you hints in times of trouble. This is the virtual world. We should throw away all of our common sense, okay?
Huh? The hell does that even mean?
I think Kokichi finally figured it out too. Yeah, throw out common sense. Think in shades of gray. Right. What if we turn it on its head a little bit? What if Grape House was on top of Strawberry House? That's what I'm getting at here. And focusing on the flow of the river, what makes logical sense based on that? How did the signboard pass through? What if they were connected?
That's it! What if both ends of the river were connected?
Huh? Both ends of river connected?
Exactly. To put it another way, the river isn't cut off at the wall near the chapel. It's all part of one big loop. The upstream part of the river is connected to it.
What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river can't...
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through the chapel wall, It wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall, too.
Here's where it gets nuts. I love this. Mew, you're a genius.
I got it. I know why Mew only set up one wall.
What are you talking about now?
I love Shuichi's eureka moment. I got it! The reason there was only one wall is because they're the same wall.
That's it. The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall.
The same wall?
It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis. That single wall divides the entire virtual world. The idea is, you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us!
It's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
Yeah, I'm getting it now. That is so clever. Solve the mystery of the virtual world so we can move on with this case. Now, I know this hasn't been the fastest case in the world. I mean, even I'm just like, okay, can we move on a little bit? Just a little quicker, maybe? And then you hit the genius part of this. Yeah. If you take a look at that map again and you see what was actually done to it, it's pretty freaking amazing. That was the wrong letter. I'm sorry. Oh, it was this one I was looking at. The world loops.
I see now. Yes, that's it. The virtual world is a loop. Loop?
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example...
Copyright, copyright, copyright.
when a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a continuous loop.
The virtual world loops?
What in the world?
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away. It vanished into the wall downstream of the river, came out of that same wall upstream, and floated with the current until it got caught on the rocks.
What was the world like before Mew added the wall?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
Not really.
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kibo's voice.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
There we go.
Huh? Really?
Absolutely.
Yes, but first we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Where the loop starts.
I got it!
Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
No.
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside the mansion, then the loop...
Again, this is so freaking clever. Take the map, move the squiggly line all the way to the left and right, and there's your loop. The loading zone loops the world.
There! The map loading point was where the virtual world looped. We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather... her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sounds emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
That's right! That's how the virtual world works!
Impressive, Shuichi! For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed!
For you to get this far? What are you, some villain pulling the strings?
Need I remind you, Nightmare Face?
Nope. Mew pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map. Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center. Which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior!
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery.
That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
Thanks everybody. Stop putting me on a pedestal.
Thanks, Shuichi. You saved us.
Oh, good God.
You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class trial works, after all!
Of course! How could I have forgotten? I'm glad you're here to remind me how this fucking thing works.
Kokichi talking like Monokuma again.
Indeed he is, and I love it.
No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe your lies. I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's how I'm gonna reach the truth.
I can't wait to see what happens next!
Oh, absolutely. He's doing everything in his power to make Kaito seem inadequate. I don't like that. Not one bit. Who could have killed Mew? Now that we know the secret of the virtual world, that opens up a few possibilities. Which means we need to start pointing fingers. Well, maybe we can start just throwing ideas out there. Who was smart enough to outdo Mew, who had total control? Who did it? I wonder. I guess we'll find out next time!